Yo, what's going on, guys? It is KevDog here, and this is a pretty important video because there are two new scams happening on either Pokemon Scarlet and Violet and on Pokemon Home. This new type of scam has only really been possible since the DLC has came out, so it's a pretty new concept, and you can actually scam people with this on accident. I know, sounds pretty crazy, but we're gonna get into all that and what it is and how to avoid it, but before we do that, I just want to say thank you guys for the recent support. If you did not see, there was something I was struggling with, and I made a community post and Discord announcement about it, and I got some really good feedback from you guys, and I really appreciate that. To sum it up, pretty much anytime I made a video that was not Scarlet and Violet related, or just anything about recent Pokemon, like for example about 3DS games, it got really bad views. What I boiled it down to is that it's not that the content itself was bad, it's just the wrong audience. So what I did is I'm moving all those videos over to my second channel for the future. The channel is called KevDog Plays, the link is down in the description. You can check it out if you want to, but if you just want Scarlet and Violet and all that type of stuff, you can stay here on the main channel. One last thing, I just made a new Twitter account and the link is in the description in my link tree. Go check it out, please. Anyways, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Like the video and subscribe if you're new, and let's get right into the video. So the first type of scam you can actually do to people on complete accident, and I'm going to explain it to you guys so it'll all make sense. So this right here is a box in my PC, and you could see the box is called Traded, and every Pokemon in here came from Pokemon Home. Obviously not the eggs, the 3 eggs in the box, but anyway, this Pokemon right here, for example, this Galarian Articuno, if I go and look at the summary right here, it says it was transferred in from the Galar region, Pokemon Sword and Shield. This is a legitimate Articuno that was caught in the Crown Tundra in Sword and Shield and then transferred through Pokemon Home to Scarlet and Violet. There is technically a chance that this Pokemon was generated in Sword and Shield and not actually legitimately caught, but I'm pretty sure it is. You know, it was caught in a timer ball. It seems pretty real to me. There's no way I could know for sure, but what I do know is that if I open this Pokemon up in PK Hex, a save editing program, I can see right here that it has a home tracker. If you don't know what a home tracker is, which you might not, it's a way of Pokemon Home validating that a Pokemon actually was transferred through Pokemon Home at some point in time. If I go over here in my boxes, for example, and find this shiny Mew and open up and look at the summary, you can see right here it says it was caught by me, nothing looks wrong, and it says it came from Pokemon Go, but it actually did not. This Pokemon was generated into the game for the purpose of me completing the old Mewtwo raid, and there's one issue with this that people are not really aware of right now. This Pokemon was generated into the game. It says it transferred from Pokemon Go, but it did not. This Pokemon was made in the PK Hex program. If I were to open this Pokemon up in PK Hex just to take a look at it, you can see the home tracker is just all zeros, meaning this never came through Pokemon Home. So even though it says right here it came from Pokemon Go, it did not. This Pokemon never ever came through Pokemon Home, meaning if you actually transfer this shiny Mew into Pokemon Home right now, it will not work. Right now I'm here in Pokemon Home. This is the Mew I was talking about before, and if I try to drag it into Pokemon Home and click save, it is not going to let me move it into Pokemon Home at all. There we go. It gave me the error code 100 and then 15, and if you get this error code, that means this Pokemon is never going into Home. The whole reason this happened is because in one of the most recent Pokemon Home updates, they made it so Pokemon Home will check if a Pokemon says it came through Home, but it actually didn't. Sorry to interrupt, but remember, this is only scam number 1. Keep watching because there's another scam that you need to be aware of. Now, where the scam takes place is that people are genning Pokemon into the games like this, a Pokemon that says it was transferred but actually wasn't, and they're telling people it's fully legitimate. This whole update with Pokemon actually checking if something could be transferred or not has actually affected some of my old giveaways on the channel as well. If you participated in one of my giveaways, for example the all legendary Pokemon giveaway, none of those Pokemon can actually go into Pokemon Home. It kind of sucks because I never expected that to happen, but if you do have any of those Pokemon, they're perfectly safe to use on Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. You just can't really move them into any other games. The main scam I've been seeing people do is getting Pokemon from bots, for example, or just genning them into the game and telling people they were caught legitimately. This puts the other trainer in a trap, because if they give the other person their legitimate Pokemon and they receive one that cannot go into Pokemon Home, they're kind of just stuck with it in Scarlet and Violet. That person would get screwed over in the trade, and that Pokemon would not be able to go into Pokemon Home, and they would have essentially gotten scammed with that and tricked. The number 1 best thing you can do right now to avoid this happening to you is if you're playing Scarlet or Violet, do not trade with other people if they're giving you legendaries that would require a home transfer. That's scam number 1, but there's a second one going on right now that's actually getting pretty bad. Let me show you. Okay, so this picture right here is really all I could find for what I was talking about. There's pretty much an issue right now though, where on Pokemon Home you can deposit shiny locked Pokemon. The good news is I was not able to do this and find it myself right now, but I know that right when the DLC came out, I was able to go in Pokemon Home and actually find Pokemon like this, shiny locked Pokemon on the GTS. In the past, I've been banned 2 different times on Pokemon Home, and the way you can do this is by leaving shiny locked Pokemon in your account for a long period of time. That's what happened to me both times. I ended up having multiple shiny lock Pokemon just for collection purposes. They were just sitting there in the account, and they were in there for way too long, I guess. If you go on the GTS and you look for any Pokemon like Ogerpon or Ursaluna, you know, the Blood Moon version, or Fezandipity, and you see it in a different color, definitely don't trade for it. I'm not saying you'll 100% sure get banned, you know, if this happens to you. Just don't trade it. Just be safe when you're trading in the GTS. There's a lot of scammers out there. They do not care if they get you banned. They're just going to inject these shiny lock Pokemon into the game and send them online. It's really not good. I guess I don't want to waste too much of your guys' time, so I'll just do a quick outro here. If you enjoyed this video, definitely subscribe. We're coming up on 60,000 subscribers. And guys, I'm going to be posting a gym update soon, so follow me on Twitter or Instagram. I don't know where I'm going to post it yet, but I mean, look at this. Yo, the vascularity, it's coming in. It's coming in pretty good. So definitely subscribe, check out my Twitter, Instagram, any of those apps. The links will all be down in the description in my link tree. That's it from me and Dolliv. I'll see you guys soon, so peace out, everyone. I meant Smalliv, not Dolliv. See ya, guys.